I know, I know. Oh, I gotta be honest, that was kind of cool though. That Phoenix power was pretty interesting. It's interesting that the Phoenix power was that, because usually the Phoenix power is some sort of resurrection. I guess that would have been a little bit overkill if the Phoenix power was, oh, it just keeps you alive the whole time. I gotta be honest, if this is the last boss, it's actually not that difficult. I know this is where the memes go up of I'm saying not that difficult as I'm, coming back from being killed, but for that to be my first time fighting him and it actually didn't go that badly, it's really not that bad. This game overall wasn't very difficult. And I guess that's a good thing and a bit of a bad thing, just since it's a blind playthrough. You don't have to watch me just fail over and over and over again, which I don't really want to do, but it tends to make for fun watching sometimes. I hate to admit it. Let's see here. Okay, we got all the good stuff on there. But I don't want you to have to deal with that. Right. Yeah, it's worth it just to take the hits. That was embarrassing. Kind of reminds me of the Shaft fight from the Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It seems like it could be difficult, but really it's just kind of simple. Oh, there we go. I wonder why that was happening. Oh, you know what? Okay. Wow, yeah, the magic bell is significantly important. They kind of undersell how important it is. I kind of wish there was a good spot to stand here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, they really make it so there's no dead space away from those laser beams. This is the best thing I can do, is pick a side when they come out. Okay. We're getting a rhythm. It's taking forever, but tell you what, let's... hold on. Yeah, I know. Failing hard for you guys. Sorry about that. Hopefully you agree with what I said and that failing sometimes makes it more fun to watch. Ugh. Whoa. Sorry I got all quiet. I'm trying to focus and not waste your time. Ho ho! Alright, we got one more? Oh. Hey folks, I think we're at the end of the game! Silver, we decided to stay here and seal the world of evil. Is that small? That's I'm trying to do a small voice. The world of evil is a dark world that exists in the back of creatures' minds. Oh, okay. As long as there are inventions in this world, the same thing will happen. Huh? You should experience more. And if you figure out reasons for... What? And if you figure out reasons for... Oh. All feelings, all connections, and existences, you will be wise like the master. He means me. Silver, get going. Oh, how about that? We made it to the end of the game. Wow, I didn't think we were that close. Why don't you go see the world and its creations? And all its creations. That really shouldn't have had an apostrophe, by the way. That was IT apostrophe S. And see all of it is creations. Alright, we're gonna... Oh boy. I feel like we got a long one here. Huh. Well, depending on how I cut this video up, you may be watching this after Too Many Games. Let me know if you went. How'd you like Too Many Games? If this goes up before that, then I apologize and I hope to see Too Many Games. But most likely it'll go up after. And what did you think? I'm going, or I will have gone Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so I'll be there every day. And on Saturday, I will be or should have been dressed up in my costume. I hope it's as fun as last year. Last year I went as an Inkling from Splatoon, which was cool because I think I was one of the only 2 Inklings there. And I had the big splat roller, which was very cool, very fun to have and carry around. I took it again to MagFest, and that was so cool. And when I did it last year, I said, this is just awesome. The first time I cosplayed ever was last year I went to this small convention with my costume, and it was sort of just a test, but the convention itself was really small, and it was nice and fun, but it wasn't really a big thing. And I felt comfortable being in the costume, so that was good. But then I wore a big costume for Wizard World in 2015 in Philly, and I had the best time just cosplaying. I like to make things, and I love geek culture. If you've been watching, obviously you should know that by now. But cosplay is such a great way for me to experience a lot of different aspects. I can do a lot of different things. I can explore the characters. I can make the costumes. I'm learning new skills as I do it. I used to know how to sew, and then I stopped knowing how to sew, if that makes sense. But I've started doing that again, and now I'm becoming more proficient with the sewing machine again. I love making props, and I want to do that more. I wouldn't mind getting into a situation where I can take commissions for props and then see what I can do. Obviously that's somewhere down the line where you build a portfolio, and you can do that through cosplay. If you get to a point where people can come to your Twitter page or your Facebook page or your DeviantArt page and look at all the things you've done and say, this person has the skill to make what I want, and you can start taking commissions for that. I don't know that I would. I for the for the right motivation, I always would. I think I'm more the kind of person who, if you came to me and said, I would like you to make me this sword, but this sword actually splits open at the push of a button to two other swords, that would pique my interest, because automatically I've never studied engineering, but I feel like there's an engineer spirit somewhere in me that would look at that and say, oh, I need to figure out how this is going to work. If you saw the splat roller, one of the big things that it folds up, and that was, believe it or not, that was actually a really big hit. I had a lot of people on Twitter, when I posted pictures, contacting me, asking me how I made it do that, which, if you saw it, it's actually pretty cool. It was a flagpole holder. You're supposed to screw it to the wall, and then it adjusts for you to hold the flag at different heights. But that was one of those things that I saw the prop, when I saw the characters, when I very first saw Splatoon, I wasn't even a cosplayer, and I thought, I want to dress up as one of those characters. And when I decided I wanted to do it, I knew I wanted to go very big, so I went for the splat roller, and that was one of the things, is that in the game the splat roller folds up. So I knew that it was a challenge that I wanted to meet in order to do that. So I know that's more interesting to me. So yeah, I would probably take commissions at some point, but I would be more likely to take one for something that, I could just make a sword. Or I could make, like I said, a sword that pops open into two more swords, or a sword that comes apart into a few different kinds of weapons. I absolutely love the Cloud sword from Advent Children that is multiple swords. That is incredibly cool to me. I'd love to do something like that. Do you guys cosplay? Do you have you ever wanted to cosplay? Is there a character that maybe you haven't cosplayed, but you thought, if I ever did cosplay, this is who I would go as? And if you've wanted to and you haven't, why haven't you? And I don't mean to say that like, get out, do it. But I mean, I wonder what limits people to doing it. I know some people just aren't comfortable with the idea of going out in a costume and being around thousands of people, because it really is thousands of people that you're going to interact with. I've talked to people who just don't like having their picture taken. They don't like the idea of people stopping them to ask them to take their picture, so they don't want to do anything that's going to attract that kind of attention. For some people it's just a money thing. Oh, look. Sure, it didn't really give me a choice there. I didn't know. Sorry if I didn't know how long that was sitting there. But there's some people who, they just don't like the idea of getting their picture taken. Money is a big issue. Some people don't even want to try it if they know they can't put the money into it to make it the way that they want to. To that I say, I can understand that it's the idea of go big or go home. But to be honest, there's a lot of great costumes that I've encountered that are not, no one has to be AAA professional cosplayer quality. I saw a guy last year. He was dressed as the robot from Big Hero 6, the main robot, but in the battle armor, and it was all cardboard. And it looked, his shoes were dark sneakers. It wasn't really, this guy didn't put $5,000 into this costume. But he walked in and it was a hit. People loved it. They loved seeing the character, they loved seeing him larger than life standing right there in front of them. You know, I saw a this was actually a great one. It was a Darth Mickey, basically. It's supposed to be like a Sith Mickey, but whoa, a face. But it was Mickey, it almost looked like a mascot headpiece with a black robe and a lightsaber. You know, and that's it. That's all that it was. And it very simple, very simplistic. Nothing overly, you know, maybe they paid $100 if even for that mask. They could very easily have had that mask from something else. You know, I've known people who they like to do mascot outfits, or they like to work in places that had mascot outfits, and they like doing that stuff. And it's very simple for them to do that. You know, as I'm working on stuff, as you know, I made a prop for Too Many Games, and the main prop is just a large piece of PVC and paint and a few chunks of wood that I shaped out. You know, material wise, it wasn't very expensive. You know, and if I used some tools to do what I had to do. If I did it a different way, I could have used less tools. You know, it's all about what you want to put out there and how much you want. I don't want to say that you have to do it in order to show people that you love what you love. You can do that a thousand different ways, but it's definitely a very cool way. And if you're very creative, it's a great way to express. You know, I've seen cosplayers who can sew, and they have beautiful outfits, and then their sword is a chunk of wood with duct tape on it. And then I've seen cosplayers who they can't sew very well, so they try and they either buy the outfits or they just piece together elements of regular clothes to look like the outfit, but then the prop that they built looks like it's screen quality. You know, they could walk onto a movie set and they could start recording and they wouldn't do anything to this prop. It looks unbelievable. You know, and that's one of those things where you take what you have, and be creative with it. You know, and people are gonna appreciate that. Sorry for rambling on about cosplay. As I dip my toe further and further into the practice of it, I start to see a lot of really cool things, and I also see a lot of kind of crummy things. It's not bad. It's not crummy as in like bad costumes, just crummy as in behavior from people and towards people. Yeah, so that kind of bums me out. But it looks like we are at the end. Sorry I talked over everything. It was probably very interesting. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I do not know what has happened between you and that girl. Oh. Being attracted to a human means that you have not yet established yourself as a heavenly creature. Whoa. Oh, my dude fell in love with her. Learning how to be warned, though, once you go down to Earth, you will lose all... Oh. Uh-oh. Whoa! Suddenly, a dude appeared. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, I don't have memory. What if I say yes? It didn't really seem to matter. Oh, that's interesting. Wow, the game finally, like, I don't know, it everything was just kind of, just do it. And now there's, like, some substance. I am Lisa, owner of this goat. The goat's name is Turbo. Say hello. Sup? He looks like a dog I used to have. Okay, so that was the whole big thing with the reincarnation. Okay. Get your goat ass over there. Ah, that's nice. All right, let's hope this isn't like Lord of the Rings, where it's got like 9 different possible ending screens, and say thank you guys for joining me. I will see you for the next game, hopefully, which will be hopefully as soon-ish. It's going to be the Illusion of Gaia, which is the second game in the unofficial Quintet trilogy. It was this game, and then it was Illusion of Gaia, and then it was a game called Terranigma. But for the next game, Terranigma never came out in the US, so we'll have to pick up a copy of that game. But for the next game, it's going to be, continuing after this, it's going to be Illusion of Gaia. So you guys take it easy, have a good one, enjoy yourselves. Again, if I ramble too much, I'm sorry. And if I see you at too many games, if this goes up before then I will, I will be happy to see you guys. If it's past too many games, then I hope I saw you guys. Later.